This session is for OCR FP1. The topic is complex numbers and we're working through January 2011, question 6. So if we read through the question first of all, we've got to sketch on a single arc-Gann diagram the loci given by, first of all, mod z equals mod z minus 8, and secondly, arg of z plus 2i is a quarter pi. And then in part 2, it says, indicate by shading the region of the arc-Gann diagram for which mod z is less than or equal to mod z minus 8, and the argument of z plus 2i is between 0 and pi over 4. So let's start by considering part 1a. Mod z equals mod z minus 8. So what that is actually saying geometrically, that the distance, because we could put in a 0 here, the distance from, it's the locus of the points which is equidistant from 0 and 8. And that is going to be the line x equals 4. So equidistance from 0 to 8. So it's the perpendicular bisector of that. So that's the first thing. In part B, we're told that arg of z plus 2i is equal to pi over 4. And when we're doing this, it's possibly a good idea if we see that we write that as minus negative 2i equals pi over 4. So when we're doing that, that means we're going to take the point which is negative 2i, so down here we'll say that this is minus 2, and we're going to draw a line from that at an angle, making an angle of 45 degrees. So this, or pi over 4. So this is the line that we need. So it needs to start at negative 2 and make an angle of pi over 4 with the positive x-axis, the positive real axis. And then in part 2 it says indicate by shading. So the region. So mod z has to be less than mod z minus 8, which means that it is going to be to the left. So all of that's going to be to the left in here. And at the same time, we want the argument to be between 0 and pi over 4. So it is in here. So the region that we're looking for is going to have to be in here. So this was the line where it was equal to pi over 4. And this line is where the argument is 0, so it's in between. So the region that we're looking for is there. So there were 8 marks for the question altogether. If we have a little look at how those are actually awarded, then you got 1 mark here for being a vertical line. So as long as you got a vertical line, you got a mark. And if it went through x equals 4, so vertical gave you 1 mark, and if it was the line x equals 4, you got a second mark. As far as the part B is concerned, you got a mark for being a positive slope, So there was a mark for that. If it went through 0, -2, you also got a mark, and as long as it was, the angle was pi/4, you also got a mark for that. So 3 marks if you got it completely correct. And then in terms of the shaded bit, you got 1 mark if it was to the left of the line x equals 4, and 1 mark if it was below the line arg z plus 2i is equal to pi/4, and then 1 mark if it was horizontal. So there were 3 marks in total for that, getting it correct. So remember, there are further videos that you can access by going to the Further Maths Support Programme website and following the link.